Are you guys ready? Because I certainly am. We're here. We are live at Silverstone. Wait, hang on. Let me check my notes. Silverstone Grand Prix. Not Silverstone. She's not too bad out there. If you consider the fact that the track is, well, 22 degrees Celsius in January. Oh, no, sorry, February at this stage. Track length of 5.8 kilometers at an altitude of 146 meters above sea level. The skies are clear with a 12-kilometer southwesterly wind. Of course, as always, it's myself and Craig King back as always. Now, Craig, old layout is better than new layout.
Depends what we're talking about here, because when it comes to multi-class racing, I do love the new layout, but the old layout is still fantastic. A lot of people have some hot takes about it, but I mean, when you grew up with the old layout, you know, it's one of those things. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Rob made one mistake there, just one mistake. It's actually the 1st of March. Track temp at 22 Celsius at the 1st of March.
Hang on a minute, this is February. I mean,
I know, but sim time is 2021 0301.
Right.
But I'm gonna say, this could be one of the biggest strength of fields we've had on broadcast splits. 4,179 is the strength of field for every car involved. 4.2k straight for Phil for the LMP1s, a 4.0k for the LMP2s, a 4.3k for the GT3s. Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Regardless,
Yes.
2 Celsius, 71 Fahrenheit, 51% humidity. So it's going to be one of those races that is promising to be fun. You know, because we have fun when about it, Daddy takes a T-Bird. You know, I'm not going to sing copyright strikes. Marshall Huber currently leading the way for the LMP1s with 143.496. Dominic Hoffman with 144.166 leading the way for the LMP2s. And David Jimenez 153.895. And once again, the Porsche Cup is out in effect in the GTEs. Every car in the GTEs, bar three. Sorry, I say 4 now. I just missed another Ford. 3 Fords, 1 Chevy, and the rest are all Porsches. And one of those Fords happened to be James Penske. Just took pole, 153.643. Now we know, of course, the LMP2s are all Dallaras. The LMP1s, Marshall Huber again rocking the Porsche. Jan Korbs in the Audi, of course, P2. The other Porsche is Thomas Piper for Austrian sim racers. Did a 155.393. He had an invalid lap his second lap. He's just going around getting a little bit of experience, but a lot of the cars have finished in the LMP1s. The LMP1s are all done. The LMP2s are just coming to finish their final laps. Hoffman holding on to that pole by 3/10 for that 143.865, and Sven Noller taking P2, 144.173. I think all the LMP2s might be finished. We're just waiting now for GTEs. There is a minute left in qualifying. James Penske currently leads the charge. He's at Maggots and Beckett's. No, he's decided to park the car. Right, good evening, Oscar. Good evening, coin operator. Good evening, everybody. I think we can just go ahead right now and give you the qualifying times as we are now rocking down shortly. So Marshall Huber, as we were saying, in that Porsche, 133.496, and then Jan Korbs, 134.259. Connor Pearson on row 2, number 3, 134.769, side by side with Sam Blackwood, who did a 134.815. Martin Nielsen, 134.895, and Julian Miette, weighing 134.932. Antonin Titus at 135.142, and Thomas Piper in that Porsche at 135.393. DeBord Wogney at 135.422, and Taylor Mills at 137.460. That's the qualified LMP1s. Now in the LMP2s, we've got Dominic Hoffman for 143.865. I might be going a little bit fast for Rob at the moment. Apologies. I will. He gets going. Sorry. 143.865 for Dominic Hoffman. Sven Noller 144.173. Christoph Herbinno. I apologize once again. Everyone knows my French and German isn't that very good. 144.191. Michael Romandis, a 144.317. Dennis Ippenberg, 144.357. Abliba Lawal, 144.429. Marcel Kallenbach, 144.591. Javier Soto, 144.613, and 6,000 behind him is Wes Van Dijk with a 144.619. Matt York, 144.726 for 10th in the LMP2s, and Lucas Garitas with a 144.776. Andy Pers in an LMP2. I missed that. He's known for his GT racing, but in the LMP2 today, 12th with 145.086. Fabian Dane at 145.147. Roberto Barbu, 145.165. And Carlos Jose Ruiz at 145.264. So we'll quickly run down the GTEs as well. James Penske, 153.643 in that Ford. Michael Racker, 153.877. Mateus Lucas, 153.882. David Pina Jimenez, 153.895. Tobias Donik, 153.902. Adam Mickelson at 153.976. Ilya Tiscalo, a 154.018. Julian Reinhardt, 154.039. Diogo Pereira, 154.139. And lastly, Julian, 154.203. Alex Doringa, 154.328. A thousandth ahead of Victor Joan, 154.329. Thiago Campos, 154.492. Tom Collar Dalman, 154.933. Jerome Charvet, 155.306. Richard Bocker, a 155.522. One non-qualifier in the LMP2s. Owen Woonstra at the back of the field for the LMP2s, then in 11th. 2 all away. I'll just do a quick mute there. Apologies. What are we expecting today? Now we know the speed of the Porsche. The Porsche are hot lappers, so no surprise really to see Hubert in the pole position. But 7/10 faster than Jan Korf. That is a shocking turnout there in the LDLC card there for Marshall Hubert. Coming around the Vale chicane into club. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Marshall Hooper will take them away when he feels like it. He's going to catch them out as Jan Korf goes a little bit too far, and that's the key for Hubert. He takes them away straight away, and it looks like we could have a little bit of a freeway at the back, but we don't. They all go into single file. Korf, Pearson, Blackwood, and listen, everybody goes single file for the LMP1s. We just wait to see what happens when they get to Village. It's going to be a little bit of 2x2 going through, as that looks like Korf's defending against Connor Pearson. Meanwhile, there's some more battles behind them. Can Pearson hold on to this? Pearson takes the lead, takes that position. Blackwood keeps on to P4. A little bit of argy-bargy, but everything's fine there. Quickly to the LMP2s as Hoffman comes by. Romanders has taken P3 away there from and there's also nothing else happening. A lot of 2x2s at the back of that LMP2 field. Nothing big. The GTEs are already way ahead at the moment. Pinscott, Lucas, Rack, Jimenez, and everything looks pretty side by side in the Porsche. A little bit of argy-bargy near the back there as Julian just gets past Ringa. A little bit of flashing there, but nothing too much and nothing to shout home about. Really good start there from everybody, but we're keeping our eyes quickly on this LMP2 fight. As you can see, Nola just trying to hold on to Hoffman the best he can. Teammates, as you can, well, I say teammate, they're both driving tight pod cars today. And that looks like Hoffman's gone a little bit wide there into Cops. To Maggots and Beckett's they go. Now right, left, and then right into Beckett's and the Chapel curb. Can Hoffman just pull away here? It's a tricky corner to get right. Sun's going to be right in their eyes at the start of this race. And you can see that Hoffman does manage to get a little bit of a pull away there. No action that is, worrying at the moment, but Jan Korf's in the LMP1 struggling at the moment. It looks like Blackwood is on his tail. A little bit of a train already brewing. Korf's, Blackwood, Nilsson, Mirt, all of those guys just separated by about a second as Korf's trying to get on, but Nilsson looks like he wants to make a late move on Blackwood. He gets it, he overcooked it. Little bit of a touch, but he gets through at Village. And Nilsson with a little bit of a late move there for JDM, but does make it on the OCM car. The OCM red car there. Can Mirt do anything now? Mirt, of course, is trying to catch up, but the boost is not there. Will Titus make a move? He will not. Side by side almost going to listen to Blackwood through Woodcock. Sorry, I say Woodcock? What am I saying? I apologize. That's Brooklands into Luffield. They went side by side. Blackwood went really wide, and Mirt had to do a little bit of a move there to see if he could set himself up. Nothing at the moment there. But you can see as they come down to the old start finish straight into Cops, Blackwood continues to push and push. That's one of your boosting strategy points there in these LMP1s. They'll come to Maggots into Beckett. A lot of dirty air right now for Blackwood, Mirt, and Titus. About half a second separates 5th, 4th, 6th, and 7th. I don't know why I said it that way. I apologize. And it looks like that Nilsson's had a slowdown there as Blackwood's gone right by him. And I think that's also, Titus has gone by him as well. Mirt's going to be careful not to lose another place here. He's gone all the way down to 7th after taking 4th position, or 5th position, sorry, as they all just fall in line. That is, at the moment, what we're seeing in the LMP1s, the LMP2s we were talking about already. Nothing to shout home about, but Owen Woonstra had a bad start because he was in the pit lane, and he's having to work his way through the LMP2s as he starts to blink on my screen. As is Lucas Goretti, so I think they both had a little bit of an issue there. How is the GTEs while we're talking about this, while we're just looking around the field? Because James Pinsker has an uphill challenge. We know the Ford is strong, but the Porsche is stronger as they come into Stowe right now. It is such a challenge for these this big Porsche. One mistake, and you're on the defense there. But behind them there's a little battle for P3. It's Mikael Rack versus David Jimenez. Those two, Jimenez is the number 1 car, of course, coming around the Belgian into club. Jimenez is, he started P4, he's still P4, he's got Mikael Rack in front of him, and he's got Adam Ickerson right behind, so you know that one mistake is going to be, it's going to cost him. Comes around at the first corner, comes around into the farm curve, into Village. You've got to be careful going around curve, because it will throw you out in these GT cars. The Apex just throws you to one side. Jimenez might get a good run here around the loop into Aintree. He's also got a good run. Ickerson might have to look here. Let's just keep an eye on this. The Pantera Esports card there of Ickerson wants to see if he can make a move, but the slipstream for Jimenez might just stop him. He could go for a late move, but he decides against it at the moment. I mean, with the traffic it is, it's still 5 minutes into the race. You've just got to keep it careful at the moment. No crashing yet, but these guys are all bunched up together. Rack, Jimenez, Ickerson, or Donik as well. Donik's just there as well. 3rd to 6th and a second gap. And of course it is just that train at the moment as you start the race. You won't see a lot of overtaking yet. Really, I think if you want to see a move going here, you could do it on the old start-finish straight. But at the moment, there is no chance. Through Maggot into Beckett, and then, of course, into the Chapel curve. One wrong move, and trust me, this is one of the hardest corners for me is Chapel, because of different lines and this off track. And you got that sun just shining in your eyes. It is so hard. Did any of these guys have a move? No moves, no late moves. So looking pretty quiet at the moment for the GTEs. Just follow the leader, and I think that's what's going on everywhere at the moment. There's a lot of follow the leader. Back of the LMP1 field, though, again, more follow the leader as Thibaut Wogney. We're trying to get by Julian Miert. Miert's not had a good start there. He got up high and now down into 7th. Wogney might get overtaken from Taylor Mills. Taylor Mills did a great move there. Taylor Mills going to get 2 down the hanger straight. Could he get a 3rd if he gets onto Nilsson? He's not. They are not going to get onto Nilsson, but does take a couple. Might have overcut it into Stowe, though. Holds on to it. Miert might have a move here. Side by side they go into the Belgian. Mills has the inside, but that's going to be an inside in a minute for Nilsson, and Nilsson will take back that position. Mills, they just go a little bit too hard on the boost down, just overcook it into the corner. Just want to have a quick glance, because Marshall Hubert has started going around the first GTEs. Just set a fastest lap on 1:45.584. Raced away to a 3-second lead. They're getting held up by Campos. The last car in the GTEs has lost him about half a second, but is able to get it back right now. We know that Porsche's fast. Can he just hold on to it is the question. It's going to be careful, and as he comes around right now, he is going to be held up by a couple issues. And Nilsson's had a moment. I don't know what's happened to Nilsson. Coming down the Wellington straight. Who's that behind? It's Titus. And nowhere to go, and Titus just goes right into the back of him. Right into the back of Nilsson. Nilsson goes around, and Nilsson spins as they touch the grass. 8 seconds now behind the rest of the field. Not what you want to see. You can just see, look at that spin. Look at that spin. It's just amazing how quickly that just took him around. So we're into the first part here of the challenge. Of course, this big challenge of getting around the lap traffic, and it will contract things. It will bring things together. You can see I'm watching Connor Pearson right now, with Jan Korbs right behind him. Pearson Jan Korbs can't do that, surely not. Try to force the issue into the Belgian chicane after going on the inside, while Connor Pearson went around the outside of the GTEs. Could not make it. These two could go too wide coming across the start-finish line. The Lewis Hamilton straight. Not going to happen at Pearson. Now only has a 0.2 second lead over Jan Korbs in the battle for second and third. These GTs will have to hold in tight against the farm curve. They do. There could be a bookmarking going on right now. Pearson gets ahead of Raidillon, and that's going to hinder York Korbs. Korbs can't get by him. Korbs cannot get by him. All of a sudden, he's lost almost a second at Pearson. Blackwood's behind him. Blackwood might want to make a move on to Korbs, but Korbs gets a bit of boosting. Looks like a bit of an overboost as he gets by everybody. Taylor Mills is well struggling as well. And this is what you're going to see, because that is one section of the track you have to be careful with, is just going around into the start of the track. So from Abbey into Farm Curve, you'll get somebody. But if you get caught on the braking when you get to Village, you're stuck there for about a second. You're losing half a second to a second, as there's no way you can make a safe move that does not hinder the slower car. And that's what's happened. But the gaps have all closed in at the moment with all these cars, and some GTEs maybe just overcompensating, just taking off tracks. I see Tabit Wogney coming in before Maggot's overtaking Taylor Mills there, and now going to get held up. There's a GTE off. A GTE off, just taking the slow way. That's Julian Reinhardt. Will have to get that position back, and does so. Meanwhile, I mean, you look everywhere, and normally we don't look at the GTE traffic for overtakes when it comes to the first pass of the big boys in their spaceships, but that's what's happened. I'm just... It's absolutely chaotic right now, and Blackwood getting held up right now. He's getting held up as he comes around this car battle between... There's two car battle for the GT between Pinsker and Lucas. Are you still with me? You've got battles just brewing as cars are so close to one another going around traffic, while the cars that are going around are around traffic, and Pinsker hits the grass there going into the Farm Curve. Lucas can't do anything with it, but gets right back on the bumper. And that could be crucial as you continue to see a lot of these. Mills cars did get a bonk. I did see that. Yes, Taylor Mills, they did have a bonk around. And I'm not sure what else there. A lot of flashing going on. And oh no! Is that Tabit Wogney? Wogney's had a spin. What on earth? Did he clip the grass? He clipped the grass coming out of Aintree. And that car was just... Did he collect anybody either? Manages to keep that car stationary. He's actually pulled the car to one side. As he comes by, he's going to cause an incident if he's not careful. Everyone gets by him, but that was a close moment. Always crazy when you come by the first time around the traffic. But Huber's lead is still 3 seconds. You can see on the timing boards. It is still see. You're just quickly watching this replay. Well, you were watching the replay, sorry. There's Lucas now trying to battle on, and it's crazy to see. Well, we know the Ford is strong. I'm a Ford fanboy, but it's the Ford GTE, GT2 I'm a fanboy of. But a Ford is a Ford wherever you look at it, and it's nice to see the little guy, or in the Ford case, the long guy, beating the Porsches. It's a bit of a Porsche dominance once again in the series, but Pinsker, he's not doing bad. He's not doing bad. Last lap with the 153 though to Lucas's 155 flat as they come down into the Bell chicane. This is a crucial battle, because if the Porsche gets by, you have to think that Lucas might be able to just breeze by. But Lucas having that dirty air. So I'm curious to see when they cross the line this time. Pinsker crosses the line on 155.191 and a 155.359 for Lucas. So losing time there. The gap is half a second, going up to 0.6 of a second now. So everything to play for in that battle. Meanwhile, as you see on the timing tower, Taylor Mills just taking P6 from Sam Blackwood on the charge for P5 now with Julian Meert there. Now, we said that there were two Porsches in the LMP1s. Unfortunately, Thomas Piper had a moment at the start of the race. Still got some wing damage. He's all the way down in 11th, a lap down. So the Porsches are bookmarking the Audis at the moment in LMP1 as they're taking on first and last in the LMP1. But you're watching this very interesting battle between Lucas and Pinsker. Porsche just having a lot of top-end speed at the moment, a lot of maneuverability. I've always felt it feels a light car, mainly I think due to the size. It's a very heavy car, but with just the way the car is built, it's very nimble around these corners. And you wouldn't expect the Ford to be very nimble, but it likes the high-speed corners. It does like these high-speed corners, and he's able to use that as an advantage as it continues to just pull away. Just pull away now from Lucas. The gap is 0.7. He's pulled 0.2 on this lap. Meanwhile, behind you've got Mikael Rack holding on against Jimenez in a Porsche battle there. So those two are battling, but we've had 14 minutes, and really with 14 minutes, you're still having to get yourself ready. Get yourself just prepared. Maybe Jimenez wants to stay behind Rack because he can just fuel save. You know, lift off the accelerator a little bit, go into the Valchicane with less speed. Just do those type of things. As you see some moves happening in the LMP1s. Looked to me like that was a kind of Pearson just overtaking a few LMP2s. It was. They're all getting held up now around the LMP2s. Pearson still having that 3-second disadvantage to Huber and losing more time getting stuck behind LMP2s. It's not as bad as getting stuck behind the GTE, but at the same time, you have the boost if you're an LMP1. The LMP2s do not have the boost. So, well, the battles to be looking out for right now, where the LMP1s are a little bit spread out. You got that 3-car battle, sorry, for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Miert, Mills, and Nilsson. They are the closest on the track at the moment in terms of competition, as the leaders are kind of pulled away. And Antonin Titus, sorry, is bubble racing at the moment. But does have a little bit of, on my screen, he has a little bit of wing damage. So I have to see if that is true or not. Not entirely sure. Somebody will say to me, no, he does. And I'll be like, okay, thank you. Thank you. Marshall Hubert leading the fray. He's going to be a little bit careful because he's coming up to the old start-finish straight. And Andy Pers almost had a run there on Fabian Dane, but unable to do anything. So just have to brake a little bit earlier. Goes around Piers to get by Dane as they come into Maggotts and Beckett's. No. We'll get stuck behind. And I wouldn't say being stuck behind LMP2. He's going around the outside of Beckett's there, sorry. Ooh, that was a little good move there from Hubert. And what does Pearson do? Because if Pearson gets held up here, okay, Pearson doesn't meet them until he gets to the hangar straight. That's good for Pearson. So Hubert's not going to be losing a lot of time. Same to Corbs as he gets on to Matt York. So the leaders having it their own way at the moment. Team pace car for Gilles. Yeah, pace car. Oh my word, Marshall Hubert just goes around 2 LMP2s who went side by side. That's Van Dijk and Kallenbach going side by side through Club. And they made 3 wide with Hubert. And Van Dijk's going to take that position for P9. They were going 3 wide through Club. Excuse me? I beg your pardon? Hubert takes the... Hubert did take the track there. But that was crazy. And now Pearson, you're going to see this replay. I think you're going to see this replay. And you see Hubert coming around. He sees them battling. And he's like, what do I do? What do I do? I'm not with them yet. I'm not with them yet. Oh, I'm a bit faster. I'm a bit far. There's a gap there. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Okay, it's a 1X. So, that's what you're seeing there. Hubert continues to go on. That's actually a nice little battle. It may be for P8 and P9, but it's still a nice little battle there between Kallenbach and Wes Van Dijk. But nothing at the moment happening there. And Nilsson's gone off. Martin Nilsson's gone off. I am not sure. Unfortunately, my replay has just led me. Goretzis, I think, might be involved in that as well. But Nilsson does have an off track. You might see it in a minute on a replay. Unfortunately, I cannot get that on my screen. He has had an off. Meanwhile, because Kallenbach, as you see, did take that position over Van Dijk with Dane right behind them. Can he make a move into Vale? No. Van Dijk's going to have to go around the outside. Goes around the outside, gets in the inside for the second part of the Vale chicane. They go side by side again, but Van Dijk's not had the speed. He's going to try and force it, but he cannot. Kallenbach will continue to keep that P9. They're going to go side by side down into the first corner down the Lewis Hamilton straight. No. No, they don't. No, into Abbey, nothing. Into Farm Curb, nothing. And I think Wes getting a little bit slow now. 8th to 11th, separated by a second in the LMP2 field. As Kallenbach continues to keep pushing. And, of course, most of these LMP2s are now getting through the... getting through the LMP2, GTE traffic, as the LMP1s are starting to get through the same, and there's been contact there. Oh, Kallenbach and Van Dijk had contact. They both keep it together. That was a close one, though. I don't think either of them realised where the other one was. They knew they were side by side. Just how much so? They were not aware of it. But as I was saying, this is the time of chaos right now. As you can see, everybody trying to find positions. The faster cars trying to get by the middle car, and the middle car trying to get by the slower car. But still, we haven't talked a lot about the lead LMP2s. Hoffman has a 1.2 second lead, as it looks like there could be a little battle between Rack and Jimenez. Oh my god, look at the bunch up of traffic right now. You've got P2 and P3 and P4 in the GTEs. Like with the lead at the the LMP2s, the P2 in the LMP1. Jan Corson is going to come by right now. This is a massive gap down the Lewis Hamilton straight. Everyone gets by. Romanis loses time to Hoffman. Rack gains time on Jimenez. Pinsker gains time on Jimenez. And Connor Pearson's like, I'm just here for the fun. Around the outside goes Romanis on Michael Rack. Not the best place you want to be when you're coming around the farm curve. And Jan Korps gets by as well. Now, Pinsker did have an off. I'm not sure what happened to Pinsker, but our leader, James Pinsker, did have an off. Not entirely sure what caused that moment, but our lead GTE did have a moment. Cannot see it, unfortunately, on my replay. I really got to get some better computer hardware. That's why I'm not the cameraman, and Rob's the cameraman. Yeah, I know. Rob's the cameraman. I just sit here and do what I can. But these three cars in the GTE battling. It may get forward if Mikael Rack gets caught up by Jimenez. Rack, Jimenez, Pinsker, O'Donnell. O'Donnell's losing a little bit of time. There's a battle right behind Pinsker for 5th and 6th in the LMP2s. As I call the position that matters the most when it comes to iRacing, because you get that stat point. A little bit of a hold up there as Mir tried to go by. Mir gets by fine, and now we're going to see probably some bookmarking. For those unaware of bookmarking, putting a slower car in between you and the car you're battling. Awal cannot make it as Ippenberg continues to hold on. Might be able to make it as they come through Vale. Nope. Mikael Rack gets told to just stay there, or does he? Oh, Ippenberg battling, and Ippenberg goes wide at the exit of the Vale chicane. Going to lose loads of time there, especially with Taylor Mills coming by. They come around. That's not Mills' fault. But regardless, Rack going up. Rack, I would say he pushed Ippenberg wide there. That was just normal racing. The car just got thrown out a little bit there. Ippenberg loses a second, almost a second and a half to the Wild, as the rest of the cars continue to battle on. And these guys, the GTEs, number 21 car of Mikael Rack, the number 1 car of David Jimenez, and the number 2 car of James Pinsker. Let's bring in the number 8 of Wodonek, still there. About a second and a half between 2nd to 5th. Ryan Hamilton likes that GT4 throwback. Totally agree. Totally agree. The fantastic livery, the black with the white stripe. Classic Ford livery there. And, what is Piper doing? Is he trying to get around? He is. 38 minutes, 37 and a half minutes remaining. Rack trying to hold off Jimenez, and every time these cars come by, Zotto just takes a little bit tight there, and that sets up Jimenez for a move on to Rack if he wants it into Maggots. Cannot get it. And now that's a lot of dirty air right now for Jimenez, right behind that Porsche. Can he get by? Look how slow he has to go around Chapel, though. Loses time to Rack because of that line he had to take, and also slows down Pinsker. As Pinsker just gets held up there. But Jimenez now has a little bit of speed. But I think Kallenbach might get by them. He can't make an overtake. He looks for it, but just realizes at the last moment he's not going to make it. And if he did, there's an LMP2 right there. Can't even make it as he comes around to Vale. Because once this car goes by, an LMP1's there and almost going issues. Oh, going wide there is Wagney. And oh no, touch! Oh, Andy Purz almost touches Jimenez, and Jimenez almost touches Mikael Rack. It's very tight at the moment. Little bit of calm down, people. Let's calm down. Jimenez cannot make the move right now on Mikael Rack. Pinsker's getting closer. Well, Donik is definitely in the fray. 4-car battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth in the GTEs. All eyes on that Ford, though, because of that Ford managing to get some clean air. He might be able to get by these guys. He had shown some really good pace when he was out in front. Yes, Ryan Hamilton. This might be the pain train. But it's multi-class racing, it's always pain. Is that like my thing now? Is that like my thing? I made an offhand comment about a pain train, and that's now my thing, apparently. Welcome to the pain train, ladies and gentlemen. We're at Silverstone today. As you can see, that's Matt York getting by Jimenez. This GTE battle is just... it's spicy. But, of course, there are more battles out there. We do have the LMP2s going around, and no real battles happening in the LMP2s apart from that battle between Matt York and Fabian Dahn at the back of the field. But what you say is happening in the LMP1s? Well, there's 4-second gap between first and second, 4-second gap between second and third, 10-second gap between third and fourth. Very spread out right now in the LMP1s. If anything does happen, we will let you know. But it's all gone quiet on the Western Front. Or, you know, Eastern Front, because, you know, the LMP1s, what do you expect with LMP1s? They're European, so. So, everything, look at that, everything's just quieting down a bit when it comes to the LMP1s and the LMP2s. The GTEs are still battling hard, and you've got to feel for them right now, because every time they try and think about, maybe I can make a move, there's a prototype right there trying to make a move on them, trying to get by them. So Jimenez probably has had a couple of times where he's thought, maybe I could send it in. Been unable to at the moment, and of course it does draw everybody in, and now Ickerson is slowly coming into the fray. He's caught the tail of Adonik, and Adonik still caught that tail of Pinsker, and Pinsker is still on Jimenez, and etc, etc. So this what was a 4-car battle for P2 is starting to turn almost into a 5-car battle, but you know, Ickerson's a little bit too far back at the moment there for their esports. 34 minutes remaining though. Only on TV, of course, live for the European Sprint Series. You are getting a nice on board here at the moment. Also, of course, by trackcams22.com. Ilias Polanco in a little battle with Raidillon. Yes, there's more battles than just the ones in that mid-pack or front packs for the GTEs. These two GTE cars, these two Porsches, having a little battle themselves right now for 7th and 8th. Raidillon made up 3 places to start the race in Ilya. I apologize, mate. That's not really good. My pronunciation's not really doing me well today. Dropped the place. Started 7th, is now 8th for Ilya. And Iridium, I was saying 3 places made up as they continue to just keep, I'd say grinding would be the best way to describe things. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Close moment there between Mills and Melissa, as we're just hearing over the radio, but nothing to say get the cameras on at the moment. These little battles here are brewing, and Jimenez had decided. No, sorry, that was somebody different. I apologize. That was somebody different in another category. Jan Korbs, sorry, it was Jan Korbs who decided to come into the pits, and I think that was caught on by Hubert. Marshall Huber, the current leader for the, well, was the leader for the LMP1s, I think looked at the strategy and decided, I'm going to take an early pit stop, just not as an undercut because had a big lead, but more of a, let's see if we can avoid the traffic. And it has set up a little bit of reaction. Korbs in the listen in the pit, the rest not in the pits. And look at this, Huber comes out with Korbs right beside him, but he's already gone speeding. Jan Korbs just comes out 7 seconds there between Hubert and Korbs. The Pearson would be the next one that Hubert will have to keep an eye on. So if they're doing undercuts, if they're trying to avoid the traffic, what would these GTEs do? Silverstone's quite a wide track. If we were talking something like an Imola, these GTEs might be thinking pitting to avoid getting held up by traffic overtaking them. But I think they might be okay. All these guys are all bunched up together, and to be fair, the guys at the front won't see on their relatives any faster cars overtaking these until they pass a couple of them. If you're Jimenez, you're going to see right now, Blackwood's just overtaken one of them. He's got an idea that one's coming. But if you're Mikael Rack, you're not going to see that yet until the last moment, as Blackwood just goes around the outside of Abbey there on Jimenez. But they will be aware of blue flags, of course. Definitely aware of blue flags. That's not the point. It's also, if you're a relative watcher, you know, you've got mirror watching, you've got relative watching. It's not the best thing you want to be doing. Well, you need to be keeping an eye on a relative. You don't want to be glued to that relative screen. You've got to keep focused. Jimenez last lap, by the way, 154.777. All the sevens for Jimenez. If that is a lucky day, he is the number one car. Made up one place after starting fourth. But he's got that Ford behind, that Ford of Pinsker. And just unable to get time on Mikael Rack, as 30 minutes. We're at the halfway stage here at Silverstone. So you can see on the timing towers, you can see the gap between everybody from the leader of the GTEs. Of course, you can't see the true gap. The 0.4 gap between Rack and Jimenez, at the 0.3 gap between Jimenez and Pinsker, 0.6 gap between Pinsker and Ordonik, 0.3 gap between Ordonik and Ickerson. So that is how close they all are, and they don't look like 0.2s and 0.3s, but let me tell you something.
Isaacson. You said Ickerson. I come back 5 seconds, and you made a mistake, Craig.
I've been saying it like that all race. You got a problem?
Yes. By the way, sorry about that for being so absent. I was actually in a very important meeting, so that is my excuse. Unfortunately, work-related issues. But I didn't want to cancel another week's stream just for me having to, you know, be on a call. We do have a spinner, though. We have a spin. I think that's a spin from Roberto Barbu. Ooh, no. Atmo was lying to me. How you guys doing? Craig, you can step away for 5 minutes, get yourself a drink.
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I just need to get oxygen.
Greg doing a great job on his home.
On my home? Yeah, no. I'm doing a great job. I'm renovating my house, but I don't care about the house right now. I care about these battles.
On his own. Oh, he said home. And I was like, wait, you didn't tell me you were renovating your home. And we do have battles. I'll give you a little bit of a breather, because I do actually want... I was watching this entire battle for the last... God knows how long. Ever since this race started, the pain train has gotten bigger. It's gone from Mikael Rack, David Pina Jimenez, James J. Pinsker, Tobias Ogrodnik, the second, and Adam Isaacson. The pain train of 5 from second to 6th. And the odd one out, unfortunately, is Pinsker after he had his moment. We couldn't find it previously. I just thought he had another one there. I just thought I cursed him, man, to the literal pain train shadow realm. And he's stuck in the middle. And he's got Tobias Ogrodnik behind him for company. However, you know, if I'm going to be honest, it's going to be a bit of a squeeze on this one, because essentially... He's having to... I mean, essentially, all of them have to navigate each other, navigate Slipstream, while David and Michael battle it out. It's a very nice bubble... Does it say bubble snake?
Ooh, we've had a moment. Sorry, we've had a moment. Aaron Woenstra has parked the car. Ippenberg coming around Chapel, loses the car at Chapel as Woenstra is coming by, and you can't. Well, you can see it because the sun's not in their eyes in an LMP1, but nowhere to go.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah. Okay. Aaron Woenstra.
Oh. That's a big one. and he brought the car in and just decided to park the car. So I think there was some damage there for Woenstra. So that's a shame. You are seeing Anthony Titus, sorry, in the lead of...
Sorry, I'm just replaying it in slow motion. That is... Oh, that's death.
Now, I said to people earlier in the race, in the broadcast, Chapel is one of my hardest corners to get right here at Silverstone. And Ippenberg just proved why. Because if you get on the throttle too early through Chapel, you will overcook it and you will hit that grass instead of hitting the rumble strips. And Ippenberg just proved it to me. So, that just says it. Like I said, you're seeing a 17-second lead for Titus. Still has the pit. It's now up to 18 seconds. Sorry, still has the pit. As does Wogley and Meert on my screen. I might be incorrect, but that is what's happening there. And is that Jaewin in a little battle at the back of the GTE field? I think it is.
Yeah, Jalen, and it's a mini. Do you know when I was thinking? Do you know when bands, like tribute bands, you know the sort of like tribute bands for like famous bands gone by.
Yeah.
This is the tribute band for the pain train up front. It's a pain train of 3. Oh, that is a JDM car on the inside of Tom Connor Dahlman. Come on, Dahlman.
Nilisson's pushing. You could see Nillisson pushing though, because Taylor Lane's right behind, and they've been in some battles. Piper's in the pits once again. I'm not sure what happened there to him, unfortunately. But Mills, they're trying to keep up. The gap was 1.2, and then Mills got caught in a bit of traffic, and now that gap is 2.2. But I thought you can see how that difference, how like getting caught up by traffic there is so crucial. So it's a shame there for Mills. Hopefully they can recover. But I'll tell you something else. I thought Penske got a position up there, but they're not able to do anything in this little group, are they? Back to the GTEs, of course, I'm talking about. Rackman and Penske or Donik Isaken. That's as good as you're going to get.
It's literally just... At this point, it is literally a train, because not one of them... Oh, the LMP coming up. I thought I just cursed him, man. Once again. And it was LMP passing on the inside, coming through Beckett. It's Penske in the middle, where... it's just... And not much he can do. He's actually fuel saving, though. He is coming off the throttle quite a bit. With that slipstream, he's definitely going to be able to save about 2 or 3 liters. Maybe even more than that, maybe a lap or two's worth? Maybe in the cards?
Maybe. I'm just thinking, because unfortunately Penske's probably lost the win. Unless, I don't want Lucas to have a moment. But I'm sure he can get a P2 if he just plays his cards right with this fuel saving. And of course, I think the Ford has a different tank size to the Porsche as well, so that will help him as well. But Penske just needs to make sure he stays on the slipstream with these two, and listen, making a really not the right place. Well, not a good place to be making an overtake. I wouldn't say it's the right place or the wrong place, but yeah, that's a hard place to make a move. But you can see Nilsson is pushing because Taylor Mills, they're on their tail, trying to catch up Ford. Oh, I apologise. Gill's telling me that Ford is better on fuel, definitely. So maybe Penske can get an extra lap of fuel. Or 2, maybe.
Wait, it's a typical geodesic driver.
You only just noticed it.
Yeah.
Have you also noticed that the Pipette has started?
Oh, yeah.
We've got 5 LMP2s in the pits.
The fact that they spend 55 seconds from entry to exit in the pits. Like, that's on that. Like, when the HPD was here, that was just like, ha, you're joking. Oh, you're not joking now.
Oh. But, by the way, Antonin Titus finally pitted for the LMP1, so Marshall Hubert has that lead, and he's got a 6-second lead over Connor Pearson. Really showing some great speed in that Porsche today. Of course, he's getting a little bit held up right now.
He does have 6,000 iRacing.
I know, but still, showing pace in that Porsche.
Like, who would you rather be? The commoner Audi tractor or the Chad LDLC car?
Did you just trash talk the tractor?
I mean, I could trash talk the tractor all I like. I drove the damn thing.
Well, so did I. You make it sound like we never drove it.
I will admit this though. In one race, I did race the 919. I hated every second of it. But I came third or something. I can't remember.
It was an interesting car in the old days. Definitely. 20 minutes remaining, by the way. All the LMP1s have practically taken their pit stops. The LMP2s have practically taken their pit stops. So we're just waiting really to see what happens in the battle for the GTE, because it's clear that it's going to be a pit stop battle when it comes to GTE racing, with 20 minutes to go.
I mean, not for the lead though. I mean, Matthias looks like he's just on his own there. He's just you know, having his snooze. He's probably thinking about what he's going to have for dinner, and
well,
you know, have just thinking about the great. Wait, it's the morning time, so technically, if this race finishes,
no, it isn't.
In
sunset.
sim. Oh, it's
4:40. It's 4:47 sim time, PM.
Yeah, but it can still have a typical British breakfast.
I mean, you can go to a British pub and ask for a full English breakfast any time of the day. So you've got a point there.
I mean, it's 8 a.m. somewhere.
It's 8 a.m. somewhere. Got to give some shout out to Lucas as well. He's been so far ahead on his own there for Carbon Sinsport. Just really having a nice quiet time there. But meanwhile, the purple snake there of Mikael Rack struggling against Jimenez there, who's in a very, very nice and catching livery, I must be honest. They're all in some nice liveries.
Oh, crikey, he's just struck an Ocean car on the inside. Coming up through the first corner, that was coming into Abbey.
Sam Blackwood.
Yes.
He hit Sam Blackwood. Now, it looked like netcode. If they did touch it, it looked like netcode. But Jimenez has not been able to make a move on that, and Blackwood is in a little battle himself, side by side with Pieper. Oh, no, that's not a battle, sorry, because it's a lap down.
It's a battle to see if he can avoid being hopped. You just shamed a man live on Raidillon TV. The only corner you need.
I'm sorry.
By the way, gents and gals, how's the stream looking? I've updated some settings. How's it looking? Is it silky smooth? Does it look like the kind of stuff you'd put on your wall? And by the way, here's another thing. We're adding new tiers for the memberships. $2.99 and $4.99. And yeah, hopefully that'll be.
I get all the stuff that's $2.99. Rob gets all the $4.99. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
For $2.99 you'll be considered a spectator. $4.99 you'll be part of the pit crew, and $9.99 you'll be part of race control.
I knew you'd say race control.
Right. I was just thinking to myself, how can I make this the most hilarious thing ever? I know. Well,
there's a nice little battle touching. Nice little battle in the LMP2s right now between Andy Purge, Callenbach, and Matt York. Purge did lose P8, and Callenbach did take it, but Purge coming through at the loop did get that position back. And Callenbach now wants to go around the outside of Luffield. Excuse me. He's trying, can't make it. Comes through Woodcock right now. Got a little bit of slipstream, does Callenbach. He might be able to try and do something, but Purge goes to the inside to defend. Swing back to the racing line as he can do as they come around to Cops. Gap point 2. York behind, point 3, and off track for Callenbach there. Not going to help him. He's going to keep going, and Matt York looks like he wants to try and make a move. Can't make anything, has to stay behind. A lot of braking for York. Look at that light flickering from Matt York as he just has to hold back, and he goes slow and fast out. This is a nice idea. Went a little bit slower as he came around to Chapel. Looks like he's going to make a run onto Callenbach. Callenbach will have to be on the defense right now. Does have a little bit of slipstream on Andy Purge. Not going to help though. Side by side goes York and Callenbach. And Callenbach make this into Stowe. He does. Has he overcooked it? It's the next question. He might have overcooked it. Is there an overlap? There's an overlap. Callenbach trying to make the overlap as they come into the bell chicane. He does. Goes wide and oh no! Almost touched. as York just goes a little bit too tight, hits the sausage, goes right, and Callenbach retains that position.
Does he struck that sausage curve a little bit harder than I would be comfortable with, if I'm gonna be honest. That was a big chunk of sausage that he just ate. But he's what? I mean, it's a fact.
I'm an immature man, and an immature man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh ha ha.
By the way,
it would have been even worse if I said typical geodesic driver.
Okay, so
making a mistake.
Interesting developments in the GTEs. Mikael Rack went into the pits. Pinsker is right on the back of Jimenez. Jimenez comes into the pits. What does Pinsker do? Pinsker stays out. We thought he would stay out. In goes Adam. I think other people are coming in as well. Pinsker and Lucas are the only two drivers I see at the moment that looks to be out there still on the track. Sorry, no, Lucas has already pitted, I think.
Yeah, Mateusz Luxak has already taken to the pit stall. Now, that's such a nice livery. I'm sorry, I just had to take a look at it.
It is
such a nice livery.
Throwback to the classic GT4 livery.
Yes,
I love
it.
It's fantastic.
Yes, put that on my wall. So that was a car gone off in the rear. As
that was Victor Jewin, yeah.
We're now just looking at Pinsker. I want to see what kind of lap time he needs to essentially smash all corners like an absolute machine, and then come back at it once they get out of the pits. The key question is, will he have the pit will be the most crucial point of all this. If he messes up when he's going into the pits or when he's coming out of the pits, that's his race done. And not only is that his race done, he has to take the walk of shame of having to know the fact that he had this lead and he's scuppered it.
I like the idea that we've just made a quote. Murray Walker saying, "That's a big chunk of sausage he just ate."
That's a big chunk of sausage he just ate. You're right there, Murray.
Anyway, I like that you're right there, Murray. Is that trying to be James Hunt or
no? It's or
Brundle.
It's Brundle, because like 99% of what he said in F197 on the PS1 was, "You're right there, Murray."
Pinsker coming into the pit. Now I'm holding onto the table right now. Don't overdo it. He does it beautifully. I'll tell you what, you couldn't even do that pit stop better. Fantastic there by him. So now it's just a case of, where does he come out?
Well, we're looking
in
at...
In fact, actually... Yeah, sorry. Keep your eyes on Lucas. Lucas is going to get by with no problem. You don't need to keep an eye on Mateusz Lucas, because he will get by. You got to keep an eye on Jimenez right now. Jimenez is now coming around to the Vale chicane. Come to the Vale chicane. Had to a little bit slow down there with an LMP2.
Oh, he was stuck in the pits.
Leading.
He was stuck in the pits for much longer than he wanted to be. And that is Mateusz. Look at that going by. And he's still not coming out of the pits. He was standing there for 5 seconds extra. No, it's all over.
Do you think he had damage? Do you think he had damage to make up? Now he's in a battle for P5 with Urian at the front. There in the other Porsche just holds on to it, but it looks like he might have had damage that he had to get fixed. Very interesting. Why would you take that extra 5 seconds? He must felt like he just wanted to take it. That is very weird to take those 5 seconds when he could have had a chance to take that P2 away, but at the end of the day decides, no, I'm quite happy.
Obviously doing up the house with some bread and butter. Sorry, in reference, before the race began, we were singing "Doing Up the House," also known as loads of money.
Actually, doing up my house is the brackets. Loads of money is the official name.
Yeah.
Right. 11, well, just under 12 minutes to go now. No battles fully brewing in the LMP1s. The closest, I think, at the moment is Julian Miert and Nielsen, about 2 seconds behind each other. How about the LMP2s? Because, well, they're gaps, but they're like 1 to 2 second gaps. Hoffman 1.5 seconds ahead of Romandis. Romandis has got a 2-second lead over Hobignon. So, and then again, about the same again for Hobignon behind Nola. So, the gaps are contracting at the front four, but they're still so close. And with the traffic also spread out, we're not going to see cars getting held up with traffic at the moment in the last 11 minutes. What is crucial is that the LMP2s are on lap 28 of a possible 34, but it could be 35 for them. It all depends on where Hubert laps them. So it could be an extra lap for the LMP1s. Are they prepared for that? We'll wait and see. GTEs are pretty much fine. They're doing 32 laps. And it's going to be 37 laps for the LMP1s. But like I said, no battles brewing at the moment. I'm sad. Where's the battles, Rob?
I'll tell you where the battle is. In my eyes. Because I'm crying. James. Poor James. The thing that I feared the most when it came to it was him having that issue. Where either he made the mistake in the pits, around the pits, or out of the pits. And,
it is a shame.
It is a shame.
He's gone wide at Cops as well. Now, he's only a second and a half behind second. So, I said it wrong again.
You said it again.
Yeah, I know. So, in all due fairness, he's not going to be able to get P2. But he's only 2.5 seconds behind Mikael Rack, who's in P3. So podium is still doable for him. I mean, Jimenez is only a second ahead of Rack. Who knows? I know it's... we're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Let's go then. Yeah, let's go then.
Pojo?
Did you not see it?
I can't wait. The day before my birthday, I see Pojo with the hypercar announcement. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah. Your birthday's tomorrow. My birthday's on Sunday.
No, my birthday's the 8th. The 9th, I mean, sorry. But Pojo are releasing an announcement the 8th of February for their brand new hypercar. That's going to be fun to watch. I'm really looking forward to see what they come out with. I'm also really interested to see what happened in this battle for P2 and P3 in the GTEs, because Pina Jimenez had a moment coming around Village. So now Rack has caught up.
The pain train is coming back together. Except it's in the wrong order, what we're not used to. So, the pain train is slowly coming back together. Car number 1, David Pina Jimenez, still leading the pain train. Michael Pack has caught up to the car number 1. Car number 19 caught up to the car number 21. And Penske, if he plays his cards right, and it's his LMP2, sticks behind him. Please, LMP2. Oi! Holy crikey.
And then Pearson decides I'm going to go by. That was a close moment.
Pain Train 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, no. We're on to about Pain Train 5 right now. It's like the Die Hard trilogy. It never died. Oh! Jimenez did not realize Pearson was right there and almost went into the side of Pearson with 7 minutes to go. So, this is crazy.
Is that the... Oh, Doggo, what are you doing?
No!
You have...
I got no words.
Oh. What? Car number...
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Jan Korbs got caught in that. Jan Korbs, P3 got caught in that. Jan Korbs was right behind them, caught in it. He's got no nose. He's got damage to the rear. P3 has no aerodynamics. Antonin Titus is going to be coming around shortly. He's going to be taking P3. Drama. Late drama.
Yeah. That is a car with no nose.
And let's be honest, what can Corps do there? Like, let's be brutally honest, what can Corps do?
Slow down.
But I don't think he's aware of the car being turned sideways and people checking up.
I think he was. It's very unfortunate. I think he was just way too. He's wrong place, wrong time.
And there we go. Corps has lost P3 now to Antonin Titus. So that is a shame. But also, that destroyed our battle.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
And
I haven't really got the words.
Jan Corps he is very quickly going down the field, as you can see. That's not how that R18 should be looking. You shouldn't be able to see those wheels. You shouldn't be able to see that carbon fiber in the suspension assembly. And this is the result. Martin Nielsen, as does Julian Miert. Taylor Mills will also be gaining another position. They will be going up to 6th place.
Oh, not only that, Jan Corps has a drive-through. Because he's having issues. He's had a drive-through. That's what I understand right now. Now he will be coming into the pits. Now the issue is,
he'll have to retire the car.
More damage? Yeah.
I mean, look at his nose. It's 5 minutes to go. Man's dead.
I'm just saying, if this was real life, that would definitely be a meatball flag.
So looks like your car is toast. You need to bring back the pit line, press now the reset button, and we'll come and get you.
Oh no, it's not a drive-through. He does not have a penalty. He is just. I've heard someone told me he had a drive-through, but apparently not. So that's good to see. But his race is over.
As is the race over for Isaacson, the poor man who was holding his line, and look at him. Like, it's not got much damage, but that rear end punt from the car 31.
He got spun around.
Yeah.
Simple as. He got spun around. It's a shame.
LMP2 attempted to come on the inside. Is exactly where it should not be. And that's kind of ruined the race for David Pina. He's not got much behind him. Michael Rack had to sort of do some feng shui when it came to that incident, and had to do some professional sort of, avoidance. But he's also trailing David Pina by about 2 seconds at this stage. The only battle now the main battle now in GTE is for 3rd position between Pinsker, which would be essentially be a consolidation of what he was able to do. He was looking at one stage when he came out of the pits, being almost overtaken for 6th position. He's now looking to see with 3 minutes to go if he can get into 3rd place and onto a podium. But that will also, it'll ride on how he does it. He needs to put in the laps to make that work, as he now really is on. He's on the attack.
Yeah. You know what? I actually see damage. I actually see a little bit of damage on the back of Rack's car. There's a little bit of a panel that you can see pushed in. If the rest of the back doesn't look damaged, there's a little panel pushed in. In fact, I can see the diffuser. A little bit of the diffuser on Rack's car pushed in. Shouldn't be a lot of issues, but he's lost the position because of it. Taylor, please be careful, threading the needle there, but gets by. But Pinsker takes that P3. I mean, I said there was a chance he'd be able to get on the podium. Just not the way I would have liked to see him fight to get on the podium with 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes 20 seconds to go. With that settled, the next battle down would be Isaacson fighting to retain positions, but it is completely futile at this point. He's a nudge on Iliad Trepkalo coming through Cops. He's not able to move anywhere. He's got the inside line.
Looks like Iliad just turned in without knowing it. Simple as. That's a shame. So that's a position for Adam there. Don't think you'll be able to get any other position. So that's it's all like last minute and I wouldn't say desperation, but trying to find what they can and can't do right now. And I think the white flag has... No, it's not. White flag's not been waved. They're on lap 36 and 37. Now, remember I was saying about that LMP2 battle, it is going to go an extra lap because of where Marshall Hubert is. So it's going to be a 35-lap race for some of these front runners in the LMP2s. Have they fueled enough, though? Because that was a hard calculation to work out. So that's going to be interesting. But Marshall Hubert is going to be just a few more corners, and then Barney will have the white flag out.
And he's waving. He's going to be waving the white flag. Yeah. No, we're on the wrong straight. Oh no, we're on the right straight. We're on the right straight.
It's not the Lewis Hamilton straight. You should know it's the Lewis Hamilton straight. It's blessed.
No.
I can't believe I did that. I'm sorry.
No.
Martin Hubert takes a white flag, so we're on the final lap for some of these cars. But of course, like I was saying, LMP2s LMP2, my calculation is working 34.01 for the lead pack. It's going to be close. In fact, hang on. There's Marshall Hubert. There's P3. Wow. And is that an issue for Taylor Mills? No. No issues there for Taylor Mills. Just a little bit of lapping traffic. You see the radio message go off and you think, ooh, what's happened between the drivers? But no, nothing happening. Hoffman does have a 4-second lead. And actually, it's going to be touch and go. An hour has ticked over, as you can see. Hubert might actually get by everybody but Dominic Hoffman. That'd be interesting.
And then Dominic has to do a lap on his own.
Yeah, a lap on his own, despite he's got the victory.
Would he be that cruel?
Maybe, but the GTEs, they will definitely have to take one more lap. They're just coming around the start-finish line for their final lap. Well, some of them, I think the top 5 will have to go around again, maybe the top 7. Marshall Hubert's just got a few more corners to go. Into the Welsh chicane he goes. He misses those sausages. He's not hungry because he sees the W. He's going to eat a W, as James Winston said. Marshall Hubert in the Porsche wins at Silverstone.
Trailing behind Conor Pearson and Antonin Titus, Martin Nielsen, Julian Meert, Taylor Mills, Thibaut Wargany, Sam Blackwood, Jan Korbs, and Thomas Piper.
Well, hang on. There's a little battle here between Wargany and Blackwood at the end of the race. Sorry to interrupt. There's half a second there between the two of them. And they were almost side by side as they're coming to the old start-finish straight. These two have a little bit of a battle left brewing. I mean, behind them's the GTE, so we could go all night. We could go all night right now. Can these two do it? Can Blackwood find the boost? He gets a lot of boost coming out of Chapel. But I think Wargany might have his number here. The gap is half a second. It's going to have to be an overboost from Blackwood. And that is going to be tough to do. But here he goes. Look at it. Look at the boost. He's got nothing. He's just taking it. Wargany looks like he's overboosted to try and defend. Blackwood then slides to the inside there as they come around Stowe. Blackwood goes inside, outside. He gets a slowdown. Is that a slowdown? It's not a slowdown. It's an off-track, though. And Wargany responds, goes to the inside. And Blackwood's gone wide. Wargany's going to take P7. I know it's only P7, but what a battle between these two. Last-minute dash there for Blackwood. Not enough. And now comes the GTEs.
Matthias Luxak is about to take the checkered flag for the GTE class. And there he is. David Pina coming in behind him.
Luxak just blew his engine as he crossed the finish line.
Wait a minute, where is... Oh, Penske... Oh, yeah, Penske took the pace.
Penske took the pace.
Yeah. Alright, fair enough. Now, what we'll do is we will let the results scroll across your screens, and Craig will go ahead and start his shill mode.
I'm going to start my show now. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for interesting hours and fun racing around Silverstone. Of course, apologies for the one-man show for the first half an hour, but I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you see on Raidillon TV, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up because of the YouTube algorithms and all that. Even it's always nice to see some promotion around us. If you'd like to join our Discord, a link underneath the Discord is the Discord link. No, underneath the YouTube video is the Discord link. I'll get it right one day. A shout out once again to trackcams22.com, providing these fantastic camera angles. Look at that aerial photo of of an old airstrip. You can even see the old airstrip there. But thank you, TrackCam22, for providing us with these cameras. If you'd like to see more from Raidillon TV, we are back Sunday. GMT is the Huskenveld GT Challenge at Belle Isle, with street racing in GT1s and GT2s. Then we come back because Monday night, the Racing Sim Rigs Super Trofeo Series, all Lamborghinis, will be there for round 2. Wednesday, more Racing Sim Rigs, but the World Series, as we are at Daytona for the endurance race. We will be back next week. Hey, Craig, I wonder, where are we next week? Well, if my calculations do say, I think we might be at somewhere a bit fun. I think we might be at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve. I have been... Rob's a bit scary right now, but my name's Craig King. I'm not scared.
I'm Robert O'Brien. I'm scared of Gilles Villeneuve and his many walls. And I'll tell you why. They're scary.
But this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Good night, everybody.